Okay, this looks like it. Shabbat Shalom to our family on YouTube, and welcome to yet another of our teachings. Right. If you hear some noise in the background, neighbors newly moved in, drilling in their apartment. All right, so today's teaching is entitled The Mystery of the End Time Promises of the Most High. Why they don't want you to go any deeper. And if you have been listening to what has been happening in the news about K West and K Irving, you will realize how deeply this nation of people do not want this other nation to know who they are. If you speak anything about us being the people of the book, then you are criticized by a particular name, and whatever way they can get at you, if they will destroy you, they will destroy you. So by all means, let these people not know who they are. And we have been deceived by this trust over the years because of the religion that we have been given. Because they do not want us to know who we are, because if we wake up and know who we are and turn to the Most High, then the Most High will lift us back up. They do not want that. They want to continue ruling this earth. So they taught us a religion, Christianity, that seeks to bury or hide who the true people are. And through the teachings of the Apostle Shaul, there are certain verses that they use when it comes to the promises of the Most High, because they do not want the promises to point to a particular people. They want it to appear as if the same promises are for everyone, so it does not matter who these people are. Okay? We must never ever know who these people are. So, one of the verses is Ephesians 3 verse 6, that tells you about the Gentiles being fellow heirs of the same body and partakers of the promise. And we have a video on that I'm actually editing, that I will be, Yahuwah willing, will be putting out to explain that verse. But they throw these one verses and maybe about 3 of them at us to let us believe that it doesn't matter who you are, the promises are the same for everyone. So here is the reason for this today. And it affects us and affects each and every one of us, because the warning is that if we forget Zion, then we are going to be in serious trouble. And with the teaching, it actually rejects Zion and teaches us to forget Zion, which would make us, according to Isaiah 65, be in serious trouble with the Most High for forgetting Zion. So we must know where it is coming from, and that's where we begin. In Psalm 83, where we've been so many times, the conspiracy to hide the people of Yasharal. Psalm 83. It's echoing. Psalm 83. All right, let's go.
You can maximize the screen.
Oh. Let's go.
A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O Alua. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Alua. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharal may be no more in remembrance.
People don't know that this is the strategy on which the world is led at this particular time. By all means, make sure that the name of Yasharal is no more remembered. So, They take counsel. Crafty counsel means they use trickery and consult against the hidden ones, that is, children of Yashrael who are in captivity, who don't even know themselves. So they consult. These are the enemies of the Most High, and they say, all right, Israel must not, or Yashrael must never ever be in remembrance. 5 and 6.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hadarims.
All right, just a few of them there. So they have consulted together with one consent. In other words, they are all in agreement to this. Why? If you keep down the children of Yashrael and nobody knows them, they don't know who they are. They cannot return to their father. It's as simple as that. So we notice heading the list here is the tabernacles of Edom. And we're going to see in the book of God, the seer, that Edom were the people who gave us Christianity. And Christianity was given to us to hide the truth. So our interpretation, even some people who say they are in the way, they are interpreting the promises of the Most High based on a Christian replacement theology doctrine. So let's go to the book of God the seer. Replacement theology, Edom and Rome. Read, please.
Woe to you, O Edom, that sits in the land of Kittim, and in the north of the sea. For your destroyers will emerge from a terrible nation.
All right. Woe unto you, Edom, that sits in the land of Kittim. Kittim is, the people of Kittim are the Romans. So Edom sits there. So anyone who has a doubt as to who the Edomites are, there it is telling you plain and straight. Edom sits in the land of Kittim. It sits in the north of the sea, and we know Italy is in the north of the Mediterranean Sea. Okay? For your destroyers will emerge from a terrible nation. Continue, please.
They will not even leave you a remnant. For you have said, I sit on high, and only I have a covenant with the Allure of Allures. For Yahuwah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. And
for Yahuwah chose me.
Okay. For Yahuwah chose me instead of his only people, for he abhorred them.
All right, so this is what they teach in Christianity, that Yahuwah now has chosen Christians instead of his set-apart people. So that is why when it comes to the promises, the teaching of Christianity that most of us have inherited tells us that it doesn't matter who you are, the Messiah will be coming to rapture Christians, and Jews and sinners will be left behind, something like of the sort. Okay?
Yeah.
Verse 18.
And his former people, despised and rejected, did not truly know Yahuwah, because they did not know his image. We are truly wise and intelligent. We know Yahuwah and his law. We know his image and presence. But thus saith Yahuwah, because you rose up in pride to brag about the Allure of Allures, know that you will perish in your conceitedness. For why would you put confidence in man, whose life is like a vapor, which begins in the morning and is gone by noonday, placing him to sit beside Allure? For it is not you whom I knew formerly, and where is the bill of divorce of my people that you said would be a prey? Show it to me.
All right, so the Most High is telling you, I have not forgotten my people. And this is the gist of what we're presenting today. The promises are still alive. He has not forgotten his people. The forgetfulness of the people came to us from Edom, that presents us and wants us to forget his people. So for this that they have done, this replacement theology, this is the judgment for Rome. Read, please.
Your corpses will fall among my people. O jealous Yahuwah, come out of your place and smite Edom. Consume them. Come to Zarephath. Come to Shepharad. Come to Ashkenaz. And come to Gamania.
All right. So here, it is telling us who the Edomites are today. Sephardic Jews worldwide. These are Jews. Come to Ashkenazi Jews. These are the people who claim they are Jews and are not, who say they are Jews and are not. That is why, at all costs, as soon as our people come up, or a celebrity comes up and speaks anything about our people being Hebrews, their lives are brought right down. The Kerry Irving man, they say they have fined him 500,000, plus they have suspended him just for sharing a picture and making one sentence and saying and making one statement. All right, these are Edomites. Those people who say they are Jews and are not, they are Edom. So they come with the replacement theology to replace our people. That is why they set up their nation called Yasharal to replace our people. So this is the foundation on which we are basing it today. And also, they want us to forget Zion. Isaiah 65, verse 11, run through it quickly. Isaiah 65, 11. So, it's Psalm 65, Isaiah. So, this is what they want our people to do. They want our people to forget Zion. Go ahead, please.
All right. But ye are they that forsake Yahuwah, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth, and that finish drink offering unto that number.
All right, this verse here is telling us about the worship of God in the end. They forsake Yahuwah, and they forget Zion. That is replacement theology, in which most of our people are today. Even when we say we are following the way, there are a whole bunch of people who are thinking and saying that the promises are the same. It doesn't matter who you are. That prepare a table for that troop, and if you go and look at that troop, it is God. And that furnish a drink offering unto that number is many. So the whole thrust of the replacement theology is for us to forget Yahuwah and to worship God, and to forget Zion, which is why their deliverance is an imaginary deliverance in which they will be raptured. We preach that we will be taken back to the land. So we remember Zion, but they preach that you'll be raptured away, forgetting everything about Zion. So those are just foundations to let you know what is out there and why they are preaching a particular teaching. Because the Most High keeps his promises forever, and his promises never fail. Bemidbar 23:19. Read, please.
Yahuwah is not a man, that he should lie, neither the Son of Man, that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
All right, so if you check the other translations, you will see that it says, whatever he promises, he does. Go to the Good News Bible, please.
Yahuwah is not like people who lie. He is not a human who changes his mind. Whatever he promises, he does. He speaks, and it is done.
You see? So the Most High has made a whole lot of promises to Yasharal. We're going to look at a few categories. A whole lot of promises for Yasharal in the end time. And people just take a few verses of the Apostle Shaul's writings and just totally obliterate all these the promises, making the Most High to be a liar. And these verses say, go to the good GW version below.
Yahuwah is not like people. He tells no lies. He is not like humans. He doesn't change his mind. When he says something, he does it. When he makes a promise, he keeps it.
You see? This is the whole thing. This one is even more profound. Here, he is not like people. He does not tell lie. He doesn't change his mind. When he says something, he does it. When he makes a promise, he keeps it. So we're going to look at some promises that have still not yet been fulfilled throughout this time and see that if they are not fulfilled, then we are making him out to be a liar. Because his promises never fail. 1 Kings 8:56. Read, please.
Blessed of Barak be Yahuwah, that has given rest unto his people Yasharal, according to all that he promised. There hath not failed one word of all his good promise, which he promised by the hand of Moshe his servant.
There has not failed one promise. Yeah? Psalm 77 verse 8.
Is his mercy clean gone forever, that his promise fail forevermore?
His promises never ever fail. We want to lay that foundation. The first foundation we have laid is that there is a conspiracy theory that seeks to hide the children of Yasharal. And the second foundation is that he keeps his promises forever and his promises never fail. All right? So let's begin now by looking at the promises. Let's look at the promise of Abraham. Genesis 17:3.
Expand your screen.
And I mean
There's no pin here. You're not pinning to the screen.
I'm not.
It's showing the entire fellowship there.
I don't understand.
So everyone on Zoom is showing on the
Oh,
on YouTube. Yeah.
oh, and it's gonna affect. Oh, thanks for telling me. Oh boy. Anyway, let's where was I again? Yes, the promise of Abraham. That's a great promise.
So read it.
Yeah.
All right. Genesis 17 verse 3. And Abraham fell on his face, and Aluah talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abraham, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee.
All right. So a father of many nations. All right. Many people teach, a lot of Hebrews teach that Gentiles do not have salvation. But if they don't, how can Abraham be a father of many nations? Not just one nation, many nations. And we're going to see how that works out. So we just continue looking at the promises. We look at the promise of Abraham. It's not showing?
It's showing.
Okay. We're going to look at the promise of Abraham, then look now at the promise to Jacob. Because the promise was made to Abraham, then to Yitzchak, then to Jacob. So we're going to look at the promise to Jacob, or Yasharal, the physical and spiritual seed of Abraham. The promise passed down to the seed of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Jacob. Let's see the promises of Abraham. Romans 9, 6-13. Go ahead, please.
Next one.
Oh.
Not as though the word of Aluah hath taken none effect, for they are not all Yasharal, which are of Yasharal.
All right. Shaul was saying there, they're not all Yasharal that are of Yasharal, which means the whole New Testament that Shaul was explaining was actually surrounding the fact that not because you're an Israelite, that does not mean you'll be in the chosen remnant. That's what he's talking about. What he was actually saying is that you have to come through Yahushua Mashiach. So if you're an Israelite, you have to come through Yahusha. If you're a Gentile, you have to come through Yahusha. Yahusha is the unifier. Yahusha is the door, as he said, through which we get into the kingdom. So not because you're an Israelite, that does not make you Israel, the end time Israel. Verse 7.
Neither, because they are the seed of Abraham, are they all children, but in Yitzchak shall thy seed be called.
In other words, not because you are Ishmael or one of the children of Keturah, Midian or what of those, that does not make you chosen, the chosen seed of Abraham. So he's going to explain that it's through the promise, it's through Emunah that you become the seed of Abraham. Verse 8.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Alua, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
In other words, what he's saying, the children of the flesh are not counted the children of Alua. Not because you're an Israelite by blood, that does not make you a child of Yahuwah. The Bible tells us different things, tell you that you to attain unto being children of the Most High. It tells you have to believe that Yahusha came in the flesh, then you are the sons of Alua. So that's what he's saying here. So whether you're Israelite or Gentile, it does not matter as long as you believe in Hamashiach, then you are a child of the promise. We're going to show that there are different promises for different people. We're going to break down and go into different depths. Verse 9.
For this is a word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Yitzhak, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Alua according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So what Shaul just explained a while ago is to tell you that the elect is of Jacob. Esau disqualified and the rest of Abraham's children. The elect is Jacob. That's it. So, Genesis 35, 9 to 12, let's look at the promise and see how this goes. Genesis 35, 9 to 12. Go ahead, please.
And Alua appeared unto Jacob again, when he came out of Padanaram, and blessed him. And Alua said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Yasharal shall be thy name. And he called his name Yasharal. And Alua said unto him, I am Alua Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Yitzhak, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land.
All right. So this is the promise now. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee. What's the significance of a company of nations? Company of nations, a collection of nations. A nation there are the children of Yasharal, and a company of nations shall be of thee. So these company of nations shall be the Gentiles. And the land which I gave Abraham Yitzhak, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land. So this promise of giving the land to the seed, it is to Yasharal. We're going to show you that the Gentile promise, what the Gentile promise is, separate and apart from the promise of Yasharal. Now, this teaching is important, I'm telling you. So, because we are going to come upon people who do not have the understanding of this, and they are going to lead others to forget Zion, to let it appear as if the children of Yasharal do not matter. What this teaching does is actually show you that it really does actually matter in the end. Now, the physical seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob must be born of the Ruach. Must be born of the Ruach. And that is what Shaul was teaching. For the Old Testament only people as well. If you do not have Yahusha, if you are not born of the Ruach, then you are going to be in trouble. Galatians 3:22 to 25.
But the scripture hath concluded all under sin, that the promise by faith of Yahushua HaMashiach might be given to them that believe.
All right, so what it's saying that the scriptures, by showing us what sin is, it has put everyone under sin, so that we shall all be guilty, so that the promise by emanah of Yahushua might be given to them that believe. So this is the promise in which Gentiles partake, along with Israelites. The promise by emanah of Yahushua HaMashiach. Verse 23.
But before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith which should afterwards be revealed.
All right, so we have to ask ourselves, who were kept under the law? This here was addressed to when Shaul is speaking. That is how hard it is to understand Shaul. He will be speaking in one chapter, and one place he's speaking to Gentiles, the next place he's speaking to Israelites. You have to know when he's speaking to Israelites, or else you're going to get confused. You're going to see him speaking to Gentiles and thinking he's speaking to Israelites, or vice versa. So you have to look at certain clues. When he says we were kept under the law, which nation were under the law?
Yisrael.
Yisrael. The Gentiles were not under the law, because if you go to, we're going to prove that and get back. Or should we just go back? Verse 28 to 29. No, let me continue, and then we'll go and prove that who were under the law. Continue, 24.
Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster, to bring us unto Hamashiach, that we might be justified by emunah.
The law was our schoolmaster. The Gentiles who did not have the law, how can the law be their schoolmasters? This was speaking to Israelites. Verse 25.
But after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster.
All right, 28 to 29.
For ye...
28 to 29.
Okay. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Hamashiach Yahushua.
So what he's saying here, it doesn't matter who you are, who are what you are, what state you're in. What's the passcode? Somebody's asking passcode. It does not matter what state you are in. Can somebody send the meeting passcode in the chat, please? Yeah, it doesn't matter what state you are in. When you come to Yahusha, all become one. That's what it means. Whether you are Jew or Gentile, you all become one. Verse 29.
And if ye be Hamashiach's, then are ye Abraham's seed, and heirs according to the promise.
All right, so he was speaking to the Israelites here and saying, if you are Hamashiach, then are you Abraham's seed. But this also goes out, the spiritual, he was speaking spiritually, neither Jew nor Greek. Now, a lot of people take this to mean that neither Jew nor Greek, to say that he is excluding. This is speaking to the Greeks or Hellenes. I think this is speaking to the Hellenes. This Greek here is Hellen. Yeah, so this would be speaking to Israelites who were in captivity, who had become one with the Gentiles. So they are actually Israelites, but they were Israelites living as Gentiles. But there are no other places when he speaks about telling us that it doesn't matter who you are, then are you Abraham's seed. So here it is, some people argue with this, but this is not the topic of our thing to prove this. But I think I've proved it in certain other teachings, but I don't want to stumble on it now to prove that it actually means all Gentiles. All right? But in this case, it was speaking to Israelites. All right? Let's go and look up this Greek. It's G1672 Helen, which means Israelites who were living either Greeks or Israelites who were living as Greeks. All right. So let me continue.
Just to add more clarity
Yeah.
to it, so it's it's relational. It's like our brothers and sisters who are in America,
Yeah.
who identify themselves as what? As Americans, because they were born and they were bred there.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yes.
The forefathers were taken as slaves there, and they have only known that land because they were brought up there. It's the same thing as these Hellenists that were also in Greek.
Yeah.
When Antiochus conquered Yashara and took some of the people captive to Greece. All right.
Yeah. All right. So I probably might do a video to explain more on the Abraham seed because someone had requested it. But here in this instant is speaking about Israelites. All right. So John 3:3-5. John 3:3-5. So as we were saying that Israelites have to come through Yahusha. That is the gist of what Shaul was preaching. Have to get that into our minds. He was not negating the fact that Israelites are not important. He was not saying whether or not you're an Israelite, it's not important. What he's saying that Israelite alone cannot get into the kingdom. You have to come through Yahusha.
In other words, you have to be converted.
Yes.
You have to understand the requirements of Yahuwah now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas back in the day, our brothers and sisters knew about oblations, giving sacrifices only, without conversion.
Yes.
And yes, though there was sin amongst them all the time, and it's as if, how come we sacrifice and sacrifice, yet still there is always animosity amongst us?
Yes.
So now Yahuwah sends Yahusha to now bring the understanding of why you do Torah. So Shaul is not saying Torah is what is absolutely nullified, it's gone. He's saying that you have to come into understanding in terms of what Yahuwah has been trying to get us to understand all these years that our fathers have failed.
Yes.
And what is that? Is that you need to be converted.
Converted heart.
A heart, yes. The stony heart needs to get out, and you need to understand what it means by being righteous.
Yes.
Before now, you can proceed to whatever custom there is that you understand.
Yes.
All right.
So John 3:3, you go ahead, Ak.
Yahusha answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Allah.
All right, so he was speaking with Nicodemus, a leader of the Pharisees, an Israelite. Except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Allah. Now we can stop there, because for time, I'll have to. Where was I? I'll have to use wisdom. All right. Galatians 6:15. All right. Galatians 6:15.
For in Hamashiach Yahusha, neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but a new creature.
A new creature, you have to be converted. Colossians 1:13. This is what Shaul was preaching. You have to be converted. No, I don't think this is it. Colossians 3:11. Go ahead, please.
Where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but Hamashiach is all and in all.
All and in all. So it doesn't matter who you are. Which nation, it does not matter. Which nation, it does not matter. As long as you have Hamashiach, you must have Hamashiach. That is your ticket in. Gotta get that clear. So, here's Israelites being hears. So, again, in these verses, Shaul was speaking to Israelites. Galatians 4. Is that how? Oh, it's so long. 1 to 50 should be 1 to 15, I think. All right, let me show you something now. We're gonna use this illustration. 1 to 2, I think it is. Oh yes, 1 to 7. All right, so we're speaking about hears. 1 to 7. It's gonna tell us that when we are hearers, as Israel are hearers, you are like a servant until it is time for you to inherit. So what we are saying that the promises that are there for us have not yet been shown, because Jews, Israelites, and Gentiles are together in the one body. Yasharal is being taught humility, etc., that we always talk about, so that they can inherit the kingdom. When they inherit the kingdom, that is when they're going to get the promises.
Yeah.
So for now, they are just simple, normal, nothing people. Read from verse 4, please.
Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be master of all.
You see? Let's look at the principle, verse 2.
But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the father. Yeah.
So that is why the promises are just hidden, waiting. Yeah.
So that is when now they become the head and not the tail.
Yeah. So now we are like still like the tail.
You're right in the tail, yeah. Right.
But we are hearers.
Yes.
But we are like servants until that time. All right.
Yeah.
Continue.
In order for us to learn
humility. Because the meek shall inherit.
Yeah. Even so, when we were children, we're in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, Allah sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law.
To do what? Next verse.
To redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons.
So who were under the law?
Yasharal.
So this hears here that it's talking about is not for everyone. Yes, Gentiles partake of it, but the hearers, the true hearers, are the children of Yasharal. Gentiles get into the mercy of the Most High. Go ahead.
This is something very important that was brought to my attention. Verse 4 says that when the fullness of the time was come, Allah sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under law.
Yes.
That shows that Yahusha was not born of fornication.
Mm-hmm.
Because what does Torah say concerning childbearing? Two parents have to be what? Legally married.
Yes.
So Shaul is emphasizing that Yahusha was made by the word.
Yes.
Under the word. So those, because there was a point where in John, I think they were accusing him. You are
made under the law.
Made under the law. So those who are saying virgin birth, this is it.
Yes.
Right. So Shaul emphasizes and expands this more in small bits. It gives glimpses here and there, but if you're not looking for it, you will not see it.
Yes.
So Yahusha was made by what? By Yahweh's legal, because Yahweh is not a man, it does not change, nor does he do anything that is contrary to his word. So he's made under the law. Bottom, and that's it.
Yep.
Signed and sealed, delivered.
Yep.
To redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive adoption of sons. And because ye are sons, Allah hath sent forth the spirit of his son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. Wherefore thou art no more a servant, but a son. And if a son, then an heir of Allah through Hamashiach.
So he was speaking here. So people read this and say it is for everyone. But you got to understand the hearer. Yasharal, the children of Yasharal are the hearers. Now, I think I have it here. It says, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law. The Gentiles do not have the law. Let us just quickly clarify it. with Romans 2:14 to show you that these were Israelites that he's talking about. Romans 2:14, it tells you explicitly that the Gentiles do not have the law. So how can they be under the law if they did not have it? Romans 2:14, read please.
For when the Gentiles, which have not the law,
Which
have not the law.
Ah.
So the Gentiles didn't have the law. It is also now signed, sealed, and delivered.
And delivered. That he was speaking to Israelites around here.
Okay.
As the hearers.
Yeah.
All right. So the point we're making, people, if you're new to our channel, we don't say that Gentiles do not have opportunity. We have Gentiles among us right here sitting with us right now. But what we are saying is that the hearers are the children of Yasharal. And the people who do what they call it, replacement theology. Replacement theology makes everyone the hearers. But the Most High has separation and he differentiates everything.
Yeah. So they are extremists. They either totally join everyone.
Yes.
Or they separate everyone.
Yes. Yes.
And say Gentiles are not part.
Yes.
Only Yasharal.
Yes.
So is the understanding and the hierarchy to this understanding? That's what I think the Most High is trying to break. This very important understanding to us, because we need to understand this.
Yes.
Even though we teach in error.
Yes. Very fundamental. It might sound simple, but you will teach error. So, what did the Gentiles get? The Gentiles got the spiritual promises. And we're going to look at the spiritual promises that were given to them, that they too can believe in Hamashiach and join themselves to Yasharal. But they are not the hearers. Okay?
Yeah.
It is like being in a contest and you give the winner the main prize and you have consolation prizes. Yes? The Gentiles are given the consolation prize, but the main prize are for Yasharal. Simple. So the spiritual promises were given to the Gentiles because they were promised a light to lighten them, to bring them to the light. And we're going to see what it means to be brought to the light. Yeshayahu 11 verse 10. Let me put back this thing up. Somebody got the passcode.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Oh, this is a passcode. Somebody has seen something's off. Let me get this thing too. Boy. All right. Where was I again? Oh yeah, 11 verse 10. Thank you very much. No, I was trying to get this up. On my way. Almost there. Yeshayahu 11 verse 10. So, the promise to the Gentiles. Go ahead.
And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious.
There shall be an ensign or a banner to the people, the children of Yasharal, but the Gentiles shall seek it. It's not for them. It says an ensign for the people, but the Gentiles shall seek it. It's not for them, but they're going to seek it.
They have to seek it.
All right. Isaiah 42:6. You see, people do not strive to go deeper. We have to go deeper, people. The word is deep and it's in layers. We have to go to the deeper layers to get the truth. 42 verse 6.
For I, Yahweh, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles.
So the covenant of the people means it's covenant with the children of Yasharal. But it's going to be a light of the Gentiles. So it's like the Gentiles on the outside are going to see it and say, I want piece of this. But it's not for them. But the Most High, through His mercy, is going to let them have a piece of the pie. 49:6. What's going on over there, Yafa? Something is wrong? Something is wrong?
No, I don't know who this person is. Do you know?
Verse 6.
And he said, It is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the precept of Yasharal. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
So the Gentiles get to partake of the salvation, but it will be a light that will shine unto them. So the main thing of the Messiah is to raise up the tribe of Jacob and restore the preserve of Yasharal. But in addition, I will give thee for a light to the Gentiles. And what does this light mean? Daniel 5:14. Let's see what this light is. Is it partaking of every single thing that was given or promised to Yasharal? Go ahead.
I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the Aluas is in thee, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee.
Light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. So it is the Ruach that was in Daniel, and it brought understanding and excellent wisdom. This is the light that's going to light the Gentiles. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 12:4-11. Because when we receive this light, then it comes with, I'm going to cut that short as well. When we get this light, it comes with different gifts. Let's go. Where was it? 12:4-11. Verse 4.
Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Ruach. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Master. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same Alua which worketh all in all.
So when this light is shed upon the Gentiles and they come to Yahusha, then the Ruach will be given to them, and that will be the light that will shine upon them. Verse 7.
But the manifestation of the Ruach is given to every man to profit without. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge, but the same Ruach.
All right. So we just want to cut it there. Just want to make the point that when they come to Hamashiach, they receive the Ruach. Same Ruach. Verse 11 says,
But all these worketh that one, and the selfsame Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will.
this is the light that is going to light the Gentiles. This was their promise. This was their promise. Why is the owner calling me now? Answer the phone for me, please. Where the phone?
I'm behind the cushion.
Where's my phone? Where? Whoa.
It's in your shirt pocket.
I don't know.
In your shirt.
No. Oh, here. Can't answer anything, please. All right, sorry about that. All right, so this is a promise that was given to the Gentiles, which is a promise of the Ruach. And it is even underlined here in the promise. You answered it? I think she wants to get on.
I don't know how to use it.
Yeah. All right. So what do we have here? The promise of the Father, Ruach HaKadosh for Israelites and Gentiles. Luke 24:49.
And behold, I send the promise of my Father upon you, but tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem, until ye be endued with power from on high.
All right. All right. Behold, I send you the promise of my Father, and the promise of my Father is to be endued with power from on high. This is the promise we're telling you that Gentiles partake of. Acts 1:4.
Acts 1 verse 4. And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which saith he, Ye have heard of me. Therefore, being by the right hand of Elohim exalted, and having received of the Father the promise of Ruach HaKadosh, he hath shed forth this, which ye now see and hear.
All right? The promise of the Father. The promise of the Father, Ruach HaKadosh. That is what Gentiles partake of. Somebody has the somebody placed the Shabbat link. Okay. Acts 2:33. Therefore, being by the right hand of Elohim exalted, and having received of the Father the promise of Ruach HaKadosh, he hath shed forth this which ye now see and hear. The promise of the Father is Ruach HaKadosh. This is what Gentiles partake in. And of course, we access this promise through Acts 2:38, repent and be baptized in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach for the remission of sins, and ye shall receive the gift of Ruach HaKadosh. This is what the Gentiles partake of. Because in verse 39, it tells you, for the promise of Ruach HaKadosh is unto you and to your children and to all that are far off, even as many as Yahuwah or Alua shall call. Okay? That's it. That is what the Gentiles partake of. They do not partake of all the promises that are given to Yasharal. Neither does the fact that Gentiles now are given access to the promises. That does not mean that they obliterate all the promises that were given to Yasharal. So Gentiles partake of the spiritual things of Yasharal. Isaiah 56 verse 6 to 8 is one of the verses that they will put to you to try to obliterate all the promises of the children of Yasharal, to make it seem as if this is actually saying that every single promise is now obliterated because Gentiles come in. Isaiah 56 verse 6.
Also the sons of the stranger that join themselves to Yahuwah, to serve him and to love the name of Yahuwah, to be his servants, every one that keepeth the Shabbat from polluting it, and taketh hold of my covenant. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar. For mine house shall be called an house of prayer for all people.
So this is what people now send to you. Totally obliterating all the promises for Yasharal. But what kind of promise was there for the stranger? Look at it. They will be brought to Zion. They will be joyful in the house of prayer. Their offerings and their sacrifices will be accepted for or because mine house shall be called an house of prayer for all people. The Gentiles partake of the spiritual things of Yasharal. That's the promise that they partake of. The promise of the Ruach. So they partake of the spiritual things, and we're going to see Shaul tell us very clearly. 1 Corinthians 12:13. That the Gentiles partake of the spiritual things of Yasharal. When we go in deeper, we get more understanding. Read, please.
For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit.
So it's the one Ruach that makes us equal in the Ruach, equal in the Spirit. Okay? And we have to be equal in the Spirit because Gentiles being in the one body, we have to be in one accord. You could not give a Israelite spirit, Israelite Ruach, and a Gentile Ruach one having advantage over the other, because then you will not be able to be in one accord. All right, next verse. Romans 15, 26 to 27. Gentiles partake of the spiritual things of the children of Yasharal, not all the promises, and they do not obliterate all the promises. Go, please. People of Macedonia were Gentiles. Go ahead.
For it hath pleased them of Macedonia and Achaia, or Achaia, to make a certain contribution for the poor saints which are at Jerusalem.
Israelites. Go ahead.
Maximize the screen.
Oh, sorry.
It has pleased them verily, and their debtors they are. For if the Gentiles have been made partakers of their spiritual things, their duty is also to minister unto them in carnal things.
You see? Gentiles have been made partakers of the spiritual things. It's the spiritual promises of Yasharal that they partake of. They do not partake of all the promises that are given to Yasharal, neither do they obliterate the promises that were given to Yasharal. So Macedonia and Achaia, these were Gentiles. Okay? Alexander the Great was from Macedonia. So the Gentiles are made partakers of their spiritual things. Just want to make that point. Galatians 3:14. Galatians 3:14. Go ahead, please.
That the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Yahushua HaMashiach, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through Emunah.
Showing you what the Gentiles receive. The promise of the Ruach. It's a spiritual promise that they partake of. They do not partake of all the promises to Yasharal. This is the light of which they partake. It shall be a light. The Ruach gives the light. So there is an order to his promises. An order to the promises. Go ahead, please, in
Acts 26, verse 20.
yeah.
But shield first unto them of Damascus, and at Jerusalem, and throughout all the coast of Judea.
And then
to the Gentiles, that they should repent and turn to Allua, and do works meet for repentance.
Verse 12. Yeah, go ahead.
So then the spiritual promises being spoken about is the very same promise of removing the stony heart, putting an heart of flesh, and causing them to walk in his statutes.
And his ordinances.
And his ordinances and judgments, and
do them. That's it. So both Jews and Gentiles will be walking in the same path.
Yeah.
So verse 21. For
these causes the Jews caught me in the Jews caught me in the temple and went about to kill me.
So hear this. Back in those days, the Jews never wanted the Gentiles to have any access.
Yes.
So they want to kill Shaul because he was bringing Gentiles.
And history is repeating itself again.
Again.
Nothing new under the sun. What has been is that which
shall be.
Now we talk about this, and they want to stone us. That's exactly it.
Yep. Promises first to Yasharal, then to Gentiles. Very important. If it didn't matter who we were, the promise will be given to everybody. I will say, all right, you take it.
Yeah.
It's an order.
The key word here is Yahuwah is not the author of what?
Confusion.
And he works according to order.
Order.
Hierarchy. Order. The same order when he says man is subjected to Hamashiach, woman is subjected to man,
yes,
children are subjected to the very same order. Even when it comes to salvation, it begins with the Yahudims, and then it follows on to. Why are we mixing up everything?
Replacement theology.
Wow.
To hide
And the
Yashara.
same Shaul says in 2 Timothy 2:15, it says, study to show thyself approved unto Alua, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed,
Rightly dividing
rightly dividing the word of truth. So you can wrongly divide
the word of
which
truth
is what Isaiah speaks about. Precept upon precept, and they fall back, and they are broken and snared
and taken.
and taken.
So the promise is first to Yashara, then Gentiles. Read please, Acts 13:46.
Then Shaul and Barnabas waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the word of Elohim should first have been spoken to you. But seeing ye put it from you, and judge yourselves unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles.
You see it? Should first have been spoken to you, to Yahudah, then to the Gentiles. Yes?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So, what we have to emphasize now, as we are showing the order, there are good strangers and there are bad strangers. There are good Gentiles, there are bad Gentiles. Right? When most people see the word strangers in the scripture, they think that's just Gentiles. There are good strangers and there are bad strangers. We have to emphasize, here's the good strangers, and we've done this before. Genesis 12:48, the good stranger. Read please.
Is it Exodus 12? Exodus 12:48.
Yeah.
And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to Yahuwah, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof.
All right. So, when a stranger shall sojourn, a sojourner, is it look down the bottom, it's ger. It is a guest. So when a guest sojourns with you, wants to keep the Passover, let him be circumcised. Now when he sojourns among you, tarries among you, dwells among you, lives among you, he will have children among you. Yes?
Yes.
These are the good strangers. And it says, one law shall be to him that is homeborn and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. But there are also the bad strangers. So in the same Exodus 12, it tells you about the bad stranger. Read the blue side, please.
Exodus 12:43. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof.
All right, so we were told the stranger shall eat. Now it's saying no stranger shall eat. The difference there is the bad stranger called the Nekar. The good stranger called the Ger, the bad stranger called the Nekar. And the Nekar there is from a foreigner or abstractly heathendom. That's the difference. A heathen, that is a person who does not want to keep the way of the Most High. Keeps their own traditions. Go ahead.
It's interesting. This good and bad strangers, we need to look at it. Because then it goes back to expand on what you were saying initially when you mentioned the Most High has not negated or neglected his own.
Yes.
So what they did as a replacement theology made the significance of Yahshua disappear.
Yeah.
Now, the nature of what the Most High expects from the good strangers, because he has not referring to the bad stranger, they don't qualify at all.
Yes.
The example will be seen in Ruth, I think
1:16.
verse 14, yeah, from 14
14,
down.
yeah.
Very clearly. And it actually starts from all the way 3. Because you see how Naomi continues to tell them to go.
Yeah.
Many times. She didn't just say it once. Many times, over and over again. No, you are free to go back. Go back home. Go back to your family. Go back.
Yes.
But in the end, you're going to see one with a true and sincere desire for the people, for love for the people of the Most High.
Yes.
And you will see it in her utterance. And they lifted up their voice and wept again, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law. But Ruth cleave unto her, who is a homeborn,
Yes.
a child of Yasharal.
Yes.
So Ruth did what? Held on
Yes.
to her.
Yes.
You are my everything.
Yes.
This is the nature. This is what it looks like. And then goes ahead 15 and says, and she said, behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people, and unto her gods, Return thou after thy sister-in-law, and go do the same thing that your people do.
Yes.
And Ruth said, now this is the desire which Yahweh is looking for.
Yes.
The conversion that ought to happen. It says, and Ruth said, entreat me not to leave
thee,
or to return from
following
following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go. And Naomi had already declared where she was going. Where did she say she was going? She was going back home.
Yes.
To Yasharah,
Yes.
amongst their people.
Yes.
So you see the very same promise in Isaiah
Mhm.
is the very same nature Ruth is already exhibiting here. And it's going to be the very same expectation even in this time.
That's what I was just thinking. The same thing is replicating itself.
Replicated.
Yeah.
So she says, for whither thou goest, I will go. In other words, wherever Yasharah will be, we will be.
Yes.
This is how people are not going to miss the gathering in these times, the second Exodus.
Mm.
Those who take and have true love for Yasharah will find and see what's happening amongst them.
Yes.
Because there is a movement that is happening
Yeah.
right in front of the whole world, but yet the whole world cannot see it.
Yes.
There is a gathering that is happening.
Yes.
And without a pure heart, which Yahweh only sees,
Yes.
the inside of you, this is what it's going to look like. You are willing to go with the people. Are the people going as we are speaking?
Mm.
Yes, they
Yep.
are going. They are fleeing.
Yes.
And it says, and where thou lodgest. So wherever you lodge, I'm going to, because the determination is to get what? Into the kingdom with them.
Yes.
So where they sleep, where they spend the night, I'm also willing to do what? To spend the night. That means I'm dwelling with them,
Yes.
amongst them,
Yes.
not separating myself and saying they are irrelevant.
Yes.
Then it says, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people. So what about her people now? She's parted ways with her people. Absolutely parted ways.
Mm.
And then it says now, thy alua shall be my alua.
Yes.
In other words, one law shall be for
You
the
and for the
stranger and the homeborn.
born.
Sorry, the homeborn and the stranger.
stranger.
Which is the very same thing. So the principle continues. All right. So we have to understand. If not, you will not get a fullness of understanding what the salvation that is about to happen.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked
Yes.
when you see it happening. You'll be like, but I didn't see this part.
Yes.
It's because you didn't. You refuse and you got uncomfortable hearing these truths,
Yes.
these words, which are supposed to liberate you and cause you to align in the will of Yah.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Yeah. It's good. Where were we? We did Galatians 3:14. Let me see. Yeah, we did Galatians 3:14. All right, so we're done with that. All right. Oh, we did that. So we had good strangers and bad strangers. Yes, we did that. So how do we know a true and good Gentile believer? We have an example of a good Gentile here in the book of Acts, verse 10, verse 1 and verse 22. Could you read it, please?
There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band, a devout man, and one that feared Allah with all his house, which gave much alms to the people, and prayed to Allah always. And they said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man, and one that feareth Allah, and of good report among all the nation of the Yahudims, was warned from Allah by unholy Malachim to send for thee into his house, and to hear words of thee.
All right, so Cornelius was a Gentile. He was an Edomite. He was an Italian. And I've watched videos with Hebrew Israelites that try to make Ruth to be an Italian, an Israelite, and Cornelius to be an Israelite. But if you check out Acts 10 is about salvation coming to the Gentiles. Because this was where the dream where
Peter,
unclean. So this is a Gentile. This is an Edomite. But look at its attributes. Read 22 and then we'll sum up the attributes.
all right. And they said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man, and one that feareth Elohim,
Mm-hmm.
and of good report among all the nation of the Jews, was warned from Allah by unholy Malachim to send for thee into his house, and to hear words of thee.
You see the qualification?
Yes.
One of the qualifications that most people are going to miss the boat, as we read Ruth, is that you have to be of good report among the people. You have to give alms to the people. You have to love the people.
Yeah.
That's one of the qualifications. Most Gentiles now, they come to a religion and they refuse to pay attention to the people
Oh, yes.
because they have been told that if this is why this teaching is so important.
Yeah.
They have been told that it doesn't matter who you are. They now partake of the promises. He loves everyone that's the same. So everyone.
And there is no conversion in them because they still come back with the same supremacist
Yes.
concept.
From the world.
Superiority. We are the same. I am actually going to enlighten you. Being
Yes.
a homeboy. That's the same attitude.
Yes.
Of which Yah is also one in his own. Now imagine he's one in his own who are already supposed to be qualified. Warning them and telling them that they need to be converted
Yes.
by having the Ruach Hamat of Yahushua Mashiach.
Yes.
So now, what more about the stranger?
Hmm?
You think
Hey.
Yahuwah is going to be light towards? Look at what he's doing. Look at the conditions he's given to his own homeborn, the people of his promise.
Mm-hmm.
So coming with any other attitude into this is going to what? Is going to cause you
To be disqualified.
to be disconnected.
Look at this. Let's look at what the attributes. A devout man,
Yeah.
one that fear Yahuwah with all his house, which gave much alms to the people
Yeah.
and prayed to Allah always. The next one says, a just man, feareth Allah, and of good report among all the nation of the Yahudim. Yeah?
That means he was of great help to the Yahudim.
Yes.
That is why they could always speak well of him.
And that,
As for that man there,
yeah.
he's been to our aid many times.
Yeah. And that brings you to Matthew 25, when he says you're going to set the nations before him and separate them as sheep from the goats. And then he's going to ask them, I was sick and in prison. I was naked and you didn't clothe me.
Oh.
That's it.
And the same thing goes back to the promise with Abraham.
Yeah.
I will bless those
Who?
bless you.
Yes.
And I will curse.
Hey.
So you see the good report here. What was Cornelius doing? He was blessing the children of Yasharah.
Yep.
Because they all could attest to it.
Yes. So you cannot reject his people and be a true and good Gentile believer.
No.
That is the bottom line. All right?
Yeah.
So here's another principle that we need to look at again, because we have to show that for the Gentiles, there is a punishment for, let me see. Oh, we're going good. There is a punishment, a special punishment for the nations that brought us into captivity. So Cornelius was there occupying Yasharal. When you occupy a country, the people of the country are still given liberty. They are still allowed to carry on their lives. They can worship how they want to. They work. Matthew was a tax collector.
Yeah.
Kepha were fishermen. They were still given some sort of autonomy because they were still a nation. Yet they had to pay tribute. That was the thing. So the treatment of someone who had you under occupation is different from one who has you under captivity, which is why almost all of the promises against the Gentiles is for those who had us in captivity. Because captivity is being taken away to be slaves without any rights, under cruel and harsh treatments. And so many of Yahuwah's people will be destroyed. Yeah? Many. So the punishment for under captivity, that's what a lot of people don't understand. In the end time, we had been under captivity and under slavery. The punishment must come for those who led us into captivity because it is written. And remember, his promises cannot come to naught.
Yeah. And also the word says, yeah, righteousness and justice are the foundations of his throne.
Yes.
So if Yahuwah is just, then what does he ought to do? Is he going to keep a blind eye to the wickedness that has been shown to his people? No. And so he says, I will recompense. But now, before he recompenses, look at how merciful Yahuwah is. He now even extends a peace treaty to who? To the nations.
To the nations.
And said, these are the conditions.
Yes.
Take it, or you receive the wrath that is about to be what? Imposed on the whole earth.
Yep. So in the book of Deuteronomy 28, you can look at it, the captivity. Deuteronomy 28, 64, 65, and 66, you can look at it to see. Just want to get a idea of the difference between occupation and captivity, so we can understand that there is judgment for those who took us captive. These people, the people who say it doesn't matter who you are, these people are actually saying that these verses will never ever be fulfilled. That means his word will come out to naught.
Yeah.
That means his promises will not be fulfilled. That means he's a liar, just like a man.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 30, 15 to 16. If this one now does not come true, then it means that the Most High is a liar. And I don't know about you, but my Father cannot lie. So this has to come true. Jeremiah 30, verse 15 to 16. Is it come true or come true? Always confused. Anyway.
We fulfilled. Yeah.
Yeah. Which one is it?
We'll come through.
Through?
Yeah.
Okay. 15.
Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity. Because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee.
This is the time of Jacob's trouble. He's telling his people why they have to go through their affliction. Verse 16 says,
Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
so did we go into captivity?
Yes, we did.
Yeah? So how do we expect these people to get away from this? How do we expect them to get away from this? Furthermore, Hamashiach, when he returned,
Yeah.
he said, well, you know what? This is not an Old Testament thing. I'm going to come back in the New Testament and repeat this. Verse 10.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. This is New Testament. This is for the end time. So are you telling me that this will not be fulfilled?
If not, Yahuwah is not just. Because the same reason was why Shaul or Saul was cut off.
Yes.
He was sent to go do what? To go recompense the wickedness of the nations.
Yes.
And what did he do? He was selective about how he obeyed the instructions.
Yes.
And so that mercy was taken from him. So I doubt the Yahusha is going to do what? It's going to...
Make the same mistake.
We don't make the mistakes twice.
No.
Don't try that. So Yahusha is going to see to this part of the prophecy
Yes.
spoken to be fulfilled.
Yes.
So he's going to lead everyone that has what? Caused any form of harm.
Yes.
Whether by way of deception, Christianity,
Yes.
whether by way of literal killing, enslaving, whatever it is, you are in this list. Unless, of course, you do what?
You repent.
You repent.
But then
But still then, yes,
you still...
you have to pay the penalty.
That's it. So why can't people see this? Huh?
Because it's a hard word to chew on.
So let's see. That's it. You got it. So let's see who led us into captivity. It was spoken from way back in the book of Lamentations, chapter 4. Can you imagine? Way back in Lamentations. And it is even true today. Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 21 to 22. He told us plainly there.
Rejoice and be glad,
Oh,
O daughter of
Let
Edom.
me put it big. My bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
You see it?
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sin.
You see it?
Yeah.
From way back when the Most High tells us, it's Edom that's going to carry into captivity.
Yeah.
So all we have to do to find Edom, it's so simple. Just look at the nations that carried us away captivity.
Yeah.
These are Edom.
Always. Psalm 83, the same thing.
Psalms 83.
First nation.
So we have United Kingdom, Spain, Portugal,
Yeah.
France. Who else was in the slave trade?
Italy, they
Holland.
all part of it. The
Yeah.
kingdoms were headed this.
Yeah.
On the Caucasus Mountain, where the ones who were owning the slave ships, the Khazars.
So these people, that's what we're trying to tell people. These people have a special promise for them. I'm going to look at the special promise for these people. It's not so simple ABC 1, 2, 3. Oh, everybody. No, the Most High is more detailed than that. So it is Edom that led us into captivity, but destruction is promised for Edom. Obadiah 1 verse 18.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau be stubble for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahuwah hath spoken it.
Yahuwah had spoken it. That means signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah.
And for the past week or two, we have been doing videos showing people about not mixing seed. Yes?
Yeah.
So they still want to mix with Edom because most of our people are among Edom. So they still determined to want to mix with Edom. With the seed of Edom. No, there's a separation. And you can check our videos on the channel showing about mixed marriage. The Most High is showing us more detail about mixed marriages and the error and the evil of it. That he says is an abomination unto him. But though Edom is slated for destruction, the power of Yahusha is to leave Edom a remnant who will go into captivity. That's according to what the word says, Amos 9, verse 12.
That they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all of the heathen, which are called by my name, saith Yahuwah that doeth this.
So Yasharal will possess our own, the remnant of Edom. Those Edomites who are called by his name, that means those who come to him. That's what the word is. All right? That's just what it is. So, in the book of 2nd Baruch, if we use this, I think we used it last week, I think. In the book of 2nd Baruch, it tells us the differentiation of the Gentiles. Different treatment for the Gentiles. Read, please.
Now hear also about the bright waters which come at the end after these black ones.
The angel was explaining this dream to Baruch. Continue.
This is the word. After the signs have come of which I have spoken to you before, when the nations are moved and the time of my anointed one comes, he will call all nations, and some of them he will spare, and others he will kill.
Others he will what?
Kill.
Does that sound like the Yahusha that they think is coming back?
No, not that lamb again.
It's a bad man that's coming back.
Lion.
It's a serious man that's coming back. Yeah? He will kill some nations, and let's see who he will kill.
These things will befall the nations which will be spared by him. Every nation which has not known Israel, and which has not trodden down the seed of Jacob will live.
You see it? Just like Cornelius.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Cornelius helped his people.
Yes.
So let me tell you something, Gentiles. If any Gentile that is watching it, you better treat his people with honor and care, and anything that you have, take it to give to them. Help them.
You have been helping the wrong Yasharal
Yes.
all these years, and you've never had a problem with that. The churches give to them and lie because the churches know what they receive back from them.
Yes.
Now you know who true Yasharal is.
Yep.
Do not hold back. If you know some of them around you, the least you can do is awaken them. Tell them who they are. Show them who they are.
Yes.
And they will become a light unto you.
Yes.
When they are awakened.
Yep.
So please, this is a word on time for every one of you, both homeborn and to the stranger as well, to understand the hierarchy to all that is about to happen.
Yes.
So you don't say, I did not know. Now you know because the word is here. Do good unto his people. Dwell amongst them. Eat what they eat.
Yes.
Live with them.
Yes.
Be at peace with them.
Yes.
Share what you have with them.
Love them.
Love them. Give yourself unto them. Because Ruth did what? Cleave unto who? Naomi.
Yeah.
Is it prophesied that that will happen again in this time? Isaiah 14:1.
Yep.
It is very clear and is written there again. That which has happened will happen again, and the promise is that this is how you will obtain salvation. If you bless them, Yahweh says, I will also do what? Bless you.
Yep.
And be sure Yahweh will bless you.
Yep.
But if you don't as well,
Hey.
then be sure
Hey.
that he will laugh at your calamity.
Oh.
Right?
So it's not enough to study the word and know, get knowledge and all of that. Say you're serving Yahweh. Faith without works is
dead.
So if you are not helping his people in the end time,
then you don't belong amongst them.
what are you doing among them?
You are just wasting. You are, in fact, you are another wolf in sheep's clothing again.
So what they do, they wrap up everybody in one and get people to transgress by ignoring his people.
Because they don't want to deal with the truth.
Yes.
That means they have an unrepentant heart. They are not converted.
Yes.
Why? Because when you speak about history, they cringe. That means if you're still uncomfortable about history,
Yes.
then you sure haven't repented. Because if you have repented, then you should feel light. And hearing these words, you should be very joyous and glorious that today the children are awakened to know who they are.
Yes. But you want to keep them buried.
Now you want to keep them buried. Not only that, you want to still keep them blinded so that you pretend we are equal, but we are not equal. He says, I've made them a people above all people. And all nations, peculiar, set apart for my glory. Look, this is Yahweh speaking.
Yeah.
So if you think these people are ordinary because, currently they are trodden down, wait. It's round about the corner. It's right here. It's coming. It's about to happen.
The here is no different from a servant until the time comes.
Then we see the separation.
Yes. So let's see who he will destroy now. Verse 5. No, verse 4.
Every nation which has not known Yasharal and which has not trodden down the seed of Jacob will live. And this is because some from all the nations have been subjected to your people.
You see it?
Yeah.
They have to be subjected to his people. So at the time when Hamashiach comes, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Some from every nation will be subjected to your people. That's why.
Wow.
So the Gentiles being by themselves and ignoring his people, it's suicide.
That's a strong delusion. That's a strong delusion I was saying he returned to them.
Yeah.
Because when he called them, none did answer. So this is what is going to happen to them. The separation, yes, they've already judged themselves already. So they make Yah's work easy because when he comes, he knows where to find the stubborn ones.
Yep.
Rather than them hiding amongst his people, that's more dangerous. But still, Yah will flash them out.
Yep.
But now, when they are separated, already they are prepared for the wrath that is about to be unleashed.
They've already set themselves apart.
They are ready to receive the whippings.
Oh boy. Verse 6 will tell you who are going to be destroyed.
All those now who have ruled over you or have known you will be delivered up to the sword.
You see? So for the Gentiles, you have to befriend these people. That's what it's saying.
It says you must subject. You see, it's a willing thing. You have to decide. Did Ruth decide?
Yes.
Did Naomi force Ruth?
No.
In actual words, Naomi was actually trying to chase her away.
Yes.
She says, no.
You're not going to get rid of me.
You never. You know what? I'm going to follow you guys wherever you go.
Yes.
Wherever you're flying, I'm flying. I'm buying my ticket. You're going into the bush. I'm coming with you. No, get back. No, I'm coming.
That's it.
You get pushed, you still come.
That's it.
Because it was the same attitude Yahusha demonstrated to that woman.
Yes.
When his disciples said, but master, let her go.
Yes.
It's embarrassing.
Even the dogs eat the crumbs from the table.
That is a level of humility.
Yeah.
Because that's true. You really desired. You're not just, I'm just trying to save myself. No. You believe. You believe it. You believe that these are special. These are the apple of Yah's eyes. And so you are dwelling amongst them because amongst them is a special treasure.
Yes. And not only that, look what our people, they would have to say, look what our people have done to them. We deserve judgment.
Yes.
So that's when you're going to humble yourself to them and be subjected to them because of what your people has done to them.
Yes. To admit to your wrongs. That is repentance. Admitting to your wrongs.
Yes.
You have to profess it.
How can you repent and you are ignoring the people who you have wronged?
There's no purity.
All right. So we're going to look at a couple of promises. Here's a promise that the Gentiles shall support Yasharal. Yeah? They shall support them financially, I would say today. Yeah? All right, ignore this little part here. Let me get it out. All right. Isaiah 66:12. Isaiah 66:12. Read, please. Oh, let me get it up. Go ahead.
All right. For thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. Then shall ye suck, ye shall be borne upon her sides, and dandled upon dandled upon her knees.
So it's using the similitude of a baby that is sucking from its parent. That's how the Gentiles are going to maintain Yasharal. So what are you going to tell me now? According to their interpretation, everybody is now equal. It doesn't matter who you are. Are you going to tell me now, Shamuel? Are you going to tell me? Are you going to tell me now that this is now forgotten?
It can't be. The instructions are here. And the moment Yahuwah utters the word, it does not return to him
void.
It shall accomplish. It shall. So it's saying flowing stream. We know streams does not walk.
Yes.
What does it mean to flow?
Non-stop.
Like a child. You creep, you crawl. Because you're going to cleave.
Yeah.
You don't cleave standing high above. You cleave holding on in a prostrate way. There is a posture to these things.
Yeah.
It's like repentance. When you notice what you have done and you believe it's wrong, you show remorse, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It comes by way of tears, by way of sadness. There's many ways. And this here is the same thing. Flowing stream. Then shall ye suck. So how do children come to mothers, to their mothers? They come crawling, isn't it?
Yes.
Because they are still suckling. They are still babies that are suckling. Suckling what?
Milk.
Milk.
Yeah.
So they come, and the mercy is extended when the mother reaches them from the ground and brings them out to partake.
Yep.
So ye shall be borne upon her sides and be dandled upon her knees.
Let's go again. 61:5-6. Go ahead, please.
And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers.
Mm-hmm.
But ye shall be named the priest of Yahuwah. Men shall call you the ministers of our Alua. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
You see? You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles.
Yeah.
No, if everyone is equal, what are you saying? Gentiles eating riches of Gentiles. That's not the promise. It's to Yasharal to eat the riches of the Gentile.
But then 6, even the beginning of it, demarcates what's going to be happening. He says, ye are priests.
Yes.
A holy nation. A royal priesthood. So that means we're going back to the restoration of the order, the hierarchy, the head, the neck, the torso, the shoulders, and on and on and on the body parts fits on.
Yep. Let me see. All right. And if you look at the book First Peter, who it was written to show who will be the priest. Peter, an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, to the strangers. scattered through Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. These strangers were resident foreigners. These were Israelites who were scattered throughout these places.
Yes.
Remember, Apostle Shaul was the apostle to the Gentiles. Peter was the apostle to the Israelites. So it's the Israelites who will be priests.
Yeah.
This is who. So when you go 1 Peter 2 verse 9 and you see this, but ye are a chosen generation. All right. It's speaking about the children of Yasharal.
We can show them in Deuteronomy in case they think we lie, because it's in Deuteronomy. When Yah says that I have chosen thee to be a peculiar people.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
Yeah. Again, so Peter is echoing, because Peter is trying to show you that the word of Yah is still continuing.
Yeah.
Until it has fulfilled.
Yes.
So because it hasn't fulfilled, Peter is not emphasizing. Now remember, Yahusha has come and gone.
Yeah.
And Peter is still talking about what? The promises.
Yes.
Still not reminding the children. Although there are strangers, good strangers coming in, he's still reminding everybody that the children are going to be what?
Holy nation.
Holy nation. The royal
priesthood.
priesthood.
But look at it. It says an holy nation. One nation.
Only one.
One nation.
Only one.
It's not for everybody. All right? So, where were we? Isaiah 49, 22 to 23, looking at the Gentiles. These have not yet been fulfilled, people, and are you telling me that it will be rubbished? Not with Yahuwah, the Yahuwah that I know. Go ahead, please.
All right. Then shout, okay,
Verse 22.
thus saith Yahuwah Allah, behold, I will lift up mine hand to the Gentiles, and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders.
So what are you saying? This will no longer not happen again? Hear this now, 23.
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face towards the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am Yahuwah. For they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
These are Israelites it's talking about. And this is not for everybody. And it has not yet been fulfilled. According to what most people believe, it doesn't matter who you are. So what are you saying then? This is not going to be fulfilled.
And this is interesting, because this also is a reminder to our brothers and sisters. Those who take vengeance into their hands. Look at what Yahuwah is saying.
Yeah.
He says, and thou shalt know that I am Yahuwah. For they shall not be ashamed. That's what? Wait. You are there hating. Wait. It's a mistake. You are in error.
Yep.
Repent.
Yep.
Stop hating. Because the Most High says, go and declare his word, because he still reigns his reign on the wicked and on the good. So if we are going to be a light unto the Gentiles, guess what? We have to wait on Yahuwah and allow him to take his what? Vengeance.
Yes. Vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith Yahuwah. All right. So another promise now, that according to their interpretation of it doesn't matter who you are and everybody get the same promise. Another one of them is promise for Yasharal to inherit the labor of the people. Very important. The promise of Abraham includes inheriting the labor of the Gentiles.
Yes.
And this promise is only for the children of Yasharal, not for everybody. Read it, please.
For he remembered his holy promise, and Abraham is servant.
All right. So let's see what he does when he remembers the holy promise. Go ahead.
And he brought forth his people with joy, and his chosen with gladness, and gave them the lands of the heathen, and they inherited the labor of the people.
What does it mean to inherit the labor of the people? The people will be their slaves, their servants.
So,
all right?
Turn around.
And it tells you why. Look at verse 45.
That they might observe his statutes and keep his laws. Praise ye Yahuwah.
That means a part of his statutes and his laws is inheriting the labor of the people.
Yes.
It is not a promise to the Gentiles, it's a promise to the children of Yasharal.
Yes.
Yes? So what does it mean then? It means that it's not a one size fits all thing. The Most High is more detailed, and most people are not looking into the details. All right?
Yeah.
So it says, thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles. And that's what we're going to look at next. Thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles. Read, please.
Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear. Break forth into singing, and cry aloud, thou that didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith Yahuwah. Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes.
Verse 3 now.
For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited.
Your seed shall inherit the Gentiles. That prophecy has not yet been fulfilled. So if we say it doesn't matter who you are, they are going to get the same thing. Gentiles will be fellow heirs and of the promise. That's not what Apostle Shaul means. He means the Gentiles will partake of the spiritual promise. Ruach HaKadosh, the Holy Spirit. That is what they will partake of. But there are promises that were given to Yahshua that were not given to any other nations that must be fulfilled and will be fulfilled. But it will not be for the Gentiles.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And if you see here when it says, thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles. The word inherit there means, it's a Hebrew yarash. It means to possess, to own, to occupy, to consume, to cast out, to destroy, to expel, all sorts of, to make poor, to make come to poverty, to possess, to get, to seize upon, all of those words. All right? But verse 4 says, I don't know if you can see verse 4, fear not.
Yes. It says, fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore.
So you see how many times he says you will not be ashamed? What does he mean there? Don't just wait on this, man. Wait. We're going to see this happen. Verse 5.
For thy maker is thine husband, Yahuwah of hosts is his name, and thy redeemer, the Holy One of Yasharal. The Alu of the whole earth shall he be called.
So when all of this happens in the end time, he is now the Alua of Yasharal.
Yeah.
In the end time, he's going to be the Alua of the whole earth. And why? Because the earth will be ruled.
And he shall not be many. He shall only be one. Elohim.
Yeah.
One. And his name is Yahuwah Sabaoth.
Yeah. So, there's also a promise of inheriting the land. The Gentiles were not given a promise to inherit the land, except in Ezekiel, it says, those who sojourn among us and who have children among us will also have inheritance with us. But generally, the promise is for the children of Yasharal to inherit the land. This was not given to the Gentiles, people. These prophecies have to come through. Where are we? Jeremiah 16, what was that? Jeremiah 16, verse 14. Read it, please.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that it shall no more be said, Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharal out of the land of Mitzrayim. But Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharal from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
So what they are saying now, Gentiles, fellow hearers. So what are you saying? That all of a sudden now, this is forgotten. Eh? He's going to bring up the children of Yasharal. This is the second Exodus. All right? And the Gentiles who cleave to Yasharal will also participate in this second Exodus. But it is for Yasharal. Yasharal are the heirs. Let's go again. Baruch 2:32 to 35. These prophecies have to come through. This is when we are in captivity. Go ahead, please.
They shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name,
And then,
and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before Yahuwah.
all right, so this is why when we are praying, we remember the sins of our fathers. Have to always remember it, all right? Continue, by the way.
And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob, and they shall be masters of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished.
Hear this promise, and they shall what?
Not be diminished.
No, they shall be
And they shall
masters.
be masters of it. Masters.
So if you're saying no, Gentiles, fellow heirs of the same body and partakers of a promise, if you are interpreting that to mean that everybody is the same and mixed up, then this would be a lie. The children of Yasharal will be masters of the kingdom. They will rule and run the kingdom. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. The promises are there. These are promises that are not given to Gentiles. You never see a thing that says the Gentiles shall be masters of the kingdom. Never. Verse 35.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their Alua, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Yasharal out of the land that I have given them.
It's about Yasharal. Gentiles get a pass, and then all of a sudden they want us to forget everything about Yasharal. Eh? Which one is this? Okay, so here's another promise that the Gentiles will know his holy or kadosh seed in the end. If everybody is the same, how can the Gentiles know his seed and say that is the seed that Yahuwah has blessed? How? It is impossible. Let's see the promise. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles. Ezekiel 36:33 to 37. Ezekiel 36:33 to 37. We have to go deeper, people. The word is deep, and we have inherited the lies of Christianity, and many of us just catch at the lies based on what we think Apostle Shaul means, not diving deeper to get the true understanding. Go, please.
Thus saith Yahuwah Alua, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the waste shall be builded, and the desolate land shall be tilled, sorry. Where else it lay desolate in the sight of all that pass by. And they shall say, this land was desolate. This land was desolate. It's become like the Garden of Eden. And the waste and desolate and ruined city are become fenced and are inhabited.
All right, hear this now. Then
the heathen that are left run about you shall know that I Yahuwah build the ruined places and plant that was desolate. I Yahuwah have spoken it, and I will do it.
So the heathen shall know. But we gotta get that. That is just an introduction. Verse 26 to 28. Is it 37 to 26? Or 36, 20. Let me see. 26 to 28. Or 37. No, let me try 37. 26 to 28. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
I was hoping you would even emphasize the above. I think above there from
36?
No, from one. From one.
Oh.
Somewhere I think along from one you were there and I saw something. Anyway, let's go.
Okay. 26.
Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore.
You see? He will set this sanctuary in the midst of them.
Them.
When he says in the midst of them, it means in the heart of them.
Yes, in the middle.
Yes.
Not on the side.
It's not a promise for everybody.
Yeah. Not in another nation. In the midst of his people. So if you despise his people, how can you be able to find this allure, this merciful?
Joking. 27.
My tabernacle also shall be with them. Yea, I will be their allure, and they shall be my, again, very clear. Is he the allure of all nations?
No.
No. Amos 3 verse 2. Out of all the families of this earth, only you
have I known.
How can you say they are irrelevant? The creator of all things says, only these people have I known. And because I've known them, you will know that I've known them by the way I discipline them and ignore the rest of you.
Yes.
That's why they have been forever what? Destroyed. Forever punished. Forever chastised, so that what? They will learn what it means to be a priest unto Yahuwah.
Yes. Humility.
Humility. Mercy.
Yeah.
So this is important. And these scriptures, they align. If Amos is saying it, Ezekiel is saying it. If Ezekiel is saying it, Isaiah is saying it. If Isaiah is saying it, Hosea is also. So
Jeremiah.
It's all about them. That is the order. That is the hierarchy. So it says, and the heathen shall know that because the Most High knows that in the end, the heathen might start to say that we are all one. So ahead of time, the Most High has spoken so that you don't come today and say that no, it was never said anywhere. The Most High says, and you shall know, the heathen shall know that I, Yahuwah, do sanctify
Yasharal. I'll sanctify everyone. That means his people are going to be clean and the Gentiles are going to see, look at that, and he's sanctifying his people.
He says, my people shall not be ashamed. They shall not be confounded. My people. My people.
Oh boy. Well, people, we need to study to show ourselves approved. Read 28 again from start to finish, please.
And the heathen shall know that I, Yahuwah Ador, do sanctify Yasharal, when my sanctuary shall be in
the midst of them forevermore. And to accentuate it, to emphasize this, the Most High swore in the book of Jeremiah that as long as he lived, no matter what Israel did, he will not get rid of them. Look. Verse 35.
If those ordinances...
No, verse start from 35.
Thus saith Yahuwah, which giveth the sun for a light by day. Now, this is a creator now introducing himself.
Yes.
It is, don't get it twisted. It is not another God. This is the real creator, the one that made all people, all things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what he says. So from him, through us do we declare unto you. He says, thus saith Yahuwah, which giveth the sun for light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for light by night, which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yahuwah of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith Yahuwah, then the seed of Yasharal shall also cease from being a nation before me
forever. That means no matter what.
But now let's ask a real question.
Yeah.
Has the sun stopped giving its light?
No, not that I know of.
Maybe in some parts of the world, I don't know. If you listening there, yes, brother, sister, yes. Has the sun stopped shining wherever you are? No. And it says, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night. Do you still see the stars at night? Do you see the moon? Does it show up? Oh, so it hasn't passed. So that means the promise is still what? Stand. The ordinance is still what? Stand. If those ordinances depart from before me, and they haven't departed, so how do you say the people or the children are irrelevant? How do you say they are nothing?
Replacement theology of Christianity.
This is wickedness. You are still in religion.
If you are saying you're follow of the way and you believe these things and still following these things, you are following Christianity, you're a Christian.
You have not known Yahushua, you have not known the Most High. He says, saith Yahuwah. He's emphasizing who's saying it. So you don't say Brother Shamo or Brother Kazak are the ones that are doing what? They are just speaking their mind, just what they feel.
Yes.
Saith Yahuwah. Then the seed of Yasharah also shall cease from being a nation before. So, still in the sight of Yahuwah, these people are a nation. Hence, he's putting them back together.
And read 37 again. It is even more profound. In 37, he's saying that no matter what they do, they're going to remain a nation. Read 37.
Thus saith Yahuwah. If Shamayim above can be measured, I'm not sure who went to measure Shamayim the last time. Yahuwah just said no flesh has been there to.
Yeah.
So that means it's not measured.
Yes.
Thus saith Yahuwah, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I also will cast off all the seed of Yasharah
for all that they have done,
saith
Yahuwah.
Stamped, sealed,
and delivered. For everything that they have done, I'm still not going to cast them off. Eh?
This is frustrating. So why people believe in the contrary teaching to this?
I don't know.
It's all written in your Bibles, in your scriptures. It's right here.
Let's crown it off now. The promise that the Gentiles will know his holy seed in the end. And this is why we have been doing the teaching about not mixing seeds. Because what if you mix seeds and all the Israelites are mixed out? There will be no remnant in the end. Yeah?
But guess what Yahusha says? Who sowed the seed of confusion? So if somebody is telling you anything contrary to what the eye is saying,
yes,
then guess what? Are they of the Most High?
No.
Because it says Satan did what? Sowed that seed. In other words, Satan is the one preaching that doctrine of mixing what?
Seed. Let's go.
Thus saith Yahweh.
No, hold on. That's not it. Isaiah 61. Oh boy, so sad. Verse 4.
And they shall build the old waste.
This is the gospel here, talking about the Israelites. Continue.
They shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations.
All right, we did 5 and 6. Let's see. Verse 7.
For your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them.
This is talking about Israelites.
Please highlight everlasting joy so that it can be seen. It says what? Everlasting joy.
But this is talking about Israelites, right?
No, maybe Brother Kazan. Come on, we don't see literally written this for Yashua. So I don't know. Can you take it up there so that we can see?
All right. Ye shall. No. Let's go up. Let me see. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion.
All
right. That is for the children of Yasharal. All right. So strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. That means it's referring to Israelites.
That's it.
You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. It's referring to Israelites. So for your shame, what shame? Shame of being under the curses.
And it also says, ye shall be the priest of Yahshua. And we only know one people to be the priest of Yahuwah.
Yeah.
It was said from the old, the Torah,
yes,
all the way, even into the New Testament.
Yep. And in a verse it says, I shall take of them for priests and for Levites. So here's my point now. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. So if everyone was equal and heirs, Gentiles become fellow heirs, means everybody equal. How can they possess double and it was not promised to the Gentiles? How could they promise double if it was...
Ooh, this...
And verse 8 tells you what the Most High. You said this earlier. Read it.
For I, Yahuwah, love
judgment.
I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their work in truth. And I will make an everlasting covenant
with them.
them.
So this has not been fulfilled. Are you going to say that this doesn't, the Gentiles are going to get this as well?
But if you don't believe any of these promises, how can you be sure of salvation? I don't even understand. Aren't you lying to yourself?
Read the next verse now. This is a verse.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
Stop there. If everybody is equal, or if we are free to mix nations and mix race, how will their seed stand out among the Gentiles?
That's right. If we are all equal, why does one seed needs to be showcased to the whole earth? Because we are equal, we should all just grow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no importance, no relevance, no significance. No one is above anyone.
Yeah.
We are just the same.
Yeah.
Listen to what the word is saying.
Yeah.
And this is still in Torah. This is written in Deuteronomy somewhere. It says, I'm going to use them to show forth my glory in the whole world.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is what is so hard about accepting who Yasharal is? Man, are you sure you are repentant?
And a lot of our people are with this. Fighting for equality for everybody else. Wicked people, and that is wickedness.
But where in the word does it speak about equality? If it's equal, how come we are suffering? How come we've been trodden down for about 500 years? Because it says you shall receive a double. That means 1,000-year reign is to recompense who?
Yep.
Is to give the Asherah a double
portion for that trouble.
So, why is Yahuwah doing all of this if it's about equality?
Because he loves judgment. And because he loves judgment, he has to recompense those who are guilty. Simple. Read 9, please.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yahuwah hath blessed or baraked.
Eh?
Look at that. It says, you know, honestly, right? Because once upon a time,
yeah,
I saw myself as a Gentile.
Yeah.
And I embraced it with all my heart. And we're always at the begging end for mercy.
Yeah.
And I never saw, there was no pride in it. I never felt ashamed because I needed these people. I needed this word. I needed to know the truth so that I can obtain salvation.
Yes.
I didn't shy away from it. So how come now, when the tables are turned, it is hard for the strangers to receive this?
Yes.
That means you are not
pride.
unrepentant. Yes.
Pride.
You are, please. And the Most High is quickening you so that you don't deceive yourself. Thinking, oh, I know the name. I know the Allah in the scriptures is not God. It's Yahuwah. I know that name. It's not good enough. What is the knowledge doing for you? How is it helping you to align yourself to the ways or the will of the Father?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you are refusing. If you reject one thing, you get confusion to all the other things.
Yes.
No wonder there's a gathering that many cannot see.
Yes.
Because guess what? They are looking at the false Yasharal, hoping prophecy, they would understand prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because you chose to neglect his own.
And his own is always the least. Always the least. That's how the Most High works, with the least.
So if you want to know what the Yahuwah is doing, you need to look at the least.
Yeah.
Because he says, my ways are not your ways. That means the Most High is opposite to everything we think.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking that those cases there are true Yasharal, who are still oppressing our brother, you can see what is happening to the entertainers, these celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
When they realize who they are and they start to come out to confess, guess what? They get trampled upon. Why do you think that's happening? It started with the canon. The canon came out, confidently spoke, oh, we are Yashua, and then quickly he was threatened, and guess what?
Yeah, to receive.
He had to. And it's the same thing, and it continues and it continues. But
all right, here's what I want, as you were with the Khazars or whoever they are.
Yeah.
Revelation 2 verse 9, to show you the people will be the least.
All right.
Read, please.
I know thy works, and the tribulation, and the
poverty.
So they are the least.
Yes.
But thou art rich. And this this another precept for this is in Ecclesiastes when it says, I have seen what? Servants on horses
Yes.
and princes walking as servants.
Yes.
The order is turned upside down.
Yep.
So now the princes are now in poverty, and that's what Revelations is talking about.
Yes.
I know thy works and thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are
Jews.
and are not, but are the
Synagogue of Satan. The children of Edom parading as the
go.
children of Shem.
They are masking. Remember, Satan masked as what? As an
The
angel
angel
of
of
what?
light.
So guess what? In the end, what's going to happen? The very same thing is going to happen.
Yep.
Mask under what? An agency of light. Christianity. Where did it come from? Edom.
Edom. So let's go to Isaiah 6:10 to accentuate the fact that they will the seed will be obvious in the end. 10 and 11. Go, please.
I will great. Okay, let's start from what? From 9.
No, from 10. We did 9 already.
I will greatly rejoice in Yahuwah. My soul shall be joyful in my Alua, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with a robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels.
So here, verse 11 now.
For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as the garden causeth the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so Yahuwah Elohim will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth
Before all the
nations.
nations. There's going to be a separation, a differentiation. There's no blending up. There's going to be a separation.
You will know these are the children.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
you will know it.
Wow. Let's see if we can do this. And now we are going down to touch down to the end time fulfillment of the promise to David. Let's see if we can do this quickly. All right. Wow. 2 Samuel 8:15. I think I have the wrong captions, but don't have the time to adjust them now. 2 Samuel 8:15. We gotta see the similitude of Mashiach's kingdom, what it is going to be like. 2 Samuel 8 verse 15.
And David reigned over all Yasharal, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people.
Wow. Reigned over all Yasharal and executed judgment and justice unto all his people. Now, Mashiach's reign is going to be the similitude of David's reign. So let's see a little more. Let's go to Jeremiah 33:20-21. Go ahead, please.
Thus saith Yahuwah, if ye can break my covenant of the day, and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites the priests my ministers.
All right. So it's swearing there. So that is why you know Hamashiach has to be of the seed of David.
Literal
seed.
Literal. So there was a deliberate omission and changing by the scribes, so that this is like literally they are forcing to break this promise. Because in 2 Samuel 7:14 says, from your loins.
Yes.
How do men procreate according to Torah?
But I don't believe there's procreation. I believe that's something the Most High did, some artificial insemination.
I will show you.
All right, I want to see. Yeah, but anyway.
So, man, I'm saying a lot of words here. Like that's here. If you can break my covenant, I don't know. He says when he shuts, no man can open. When he closes, When he opens,
Yes.
no man can shut.
Yes.
So he says, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night,
Mm-hmm.
that means if you can stop the moon from coming at night and the sun from rising, if you can, I'm waiting for the man who can do that.
Yes.
If you can do that, then you can break his covenant.
Yes. So David must have a son to reign.
He must have a son to reign
Ah, a Mashiach.
upon his throne.
1 Chronicles 14:17. Look, we're seeing the similitude of David's throne. 1 Chronicles 14:17. Read, please.
David therefore did as Alua commanded him, and they smote the host of the Philistines from Gibeon even to Gaza. And the fame of David went out into all lands, and Yahuwah brought the fear of him upon all nations.
When Hamashiach returns, no different. All right, all nations is gonna fear him.
His vesture was dipped in blood.
Ah, 1 Chronicles 18:11 to 13. All right, so we're touching down now. We're almost done. So much more we could have done. 13 to what? 11 to 13. All right, start from 11.
Them also King David dedicated unto Yahuwah, with the silver and the gold that he brought from all these nations, from Edom, from Moab, and from the children of Ammon, and from the Philistines, and from Amalek.
You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. Nothing new.
Yep.
Continue.
Moreover, Abishai the son of Zeruiah slew of the Edomites in the valley of Salt 18,000.
Nothing new. In Obadiah 1:18, it is prophesied, and in Jeremiah 49, I think, it is prophesied that the Edomites will be slaughtered.
Wow.
Verse 30. Yeah, go
One
ahead.
person.
Huh?
One
person slew 18. But I guess the one person would mean that he was a leader. still.
leader, yeah. He's
Yeah.
a real leader.
Yeah. Verse 13.
And he put garrisons in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. Thus Yahuwah preserved David whithersoever he went.
You see? All the Edomites became David's servant. The remnant of Edom will be servants of Yasharal.
So the same thing we said earlier on. What Paul failed to do, Yahusha is not going to repeat it.
Ah. Yeah.
What Paul failed to do, or what Saul,
yeah.
what Saul failed to do, Yahusha, man, is going to be brutal. And that's what he said in Luke. Somewhere in Luke, something 17, I don't know. But he says, and those who refuse.
I think that is up. Where's that? Why is that missing? I think I had that. I think I have that. I had that. Wow, that means something was missing because I had that slated.
Is it?
All right. And let me see, get it. All right, we need to get that.
I think Luke 19:27.
1927.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Read it, please.
So it says, but those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
We gotta see how serious this thing is, because people do not get the impression of who Hamashiach or how he will be coming.
I don't think Christians will believe that Yahusha is coming to kill like this, eh?
No.
No, too much.
Yeah, I think this will be like a culture shock for this people.
Yes.
These people.
Look at the caption on the screen to the left.
Bring your screen now.
Oh.
There's still the scripture. All right. The reign of Mashiach will not be like. I say Ruach.
Yeah. So most do not accept the Mashiach that is returning.
Yeah.
They have a different concept of who the Mashiach is. So when we see we looked at the of how David's kingdom will be, And we are saying that Hamashiach's kingdom will be like this because in Amos 9:11 to 12, it tells us plainly that Hamashiach is going to come to set up the kingdom again.
Yeah.
Go again.
In that day will I raise up the tabernacles of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins. Make it big screen.
Oh,
And I will build it as in the days of old.
all right. So this tabernacle of David, raising up the ruins, building up of old. Who will be leading? Who will be leading this?
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach. This is the promise of the seed of David sitting on his throne forever. All right? So this is when Hamashiach returns, and let's see what's going to happen. Verse 12.
That they may possess a remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith Yahuwah that doeth this.
Just this is a similitude of the time of David.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? When all the Edomites served David.
Yeah.
So in the millennial reign, we just want to end to show people that what you think, how you think this thing will be, it's not how it will be. Now, let's see how Hamashiach will rule in the millennial reign. Notice at the top, they know what it is. They say the reign of Yahuwah's anointed. This is the millennial reign. Let's see what's going to happen. Read, please.
Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? The king, and it's the same thing that is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahuwah, against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder, and cast away their cords from us.
So this is the millennial reign when our people will be ruling. And the nations are going to say, you know what, let's come together and rid ourselves of these people. Verse 4.
He that sitteth in the Shamaim shall laugh. Yahuwah shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion.
Mm-hmm.
I will declare the decree. Yahuwah hath said unto me, thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
This is a one world one world kingdom, where the heathen will be his inheritance.
Which is what currently the synagogue of Satan is trying to set up here.
Yes.
To mimic what Yahuwah they know Yahuwah is going to do. So it tells you that what Yahuwah has spoken here is actually going to come.
Yes.
So the wicked of this world, they know. So they are trying to set up the very same order.
And try to fight Hamashiach when he returns.
So if you see this order happening now, then you must believe that Hamashiach is returning.
Yes.
How can you not be wise?
Mm-hmm.
Even the wicked know, even the demons know and tremble.
Verse 9.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
This is how Hamashiach is going to treat them. Verse 10.
Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve Yahweh with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way. When his wrath is kindled,
but a little.
Blessed are all they that put their trust in him.
See, you see how serious he's going to be? When he's wrath, just a little.
Just a little, not too much.
Not too much.
You fall out of line. There's a bad man coming.
Yeah. Whoa.
Man, yeah.
So, this is what we have for you today. And the mystery of the end time promises of the Most High. This is how the promises will play out, people. It is not. Let me go to Ephesians 3:6 and refer you to a video that we did. Book of Ephesians, chapter 3. The mystery of the end time promises of the Most High. This is how the promises will play. Ephesians 3, verse 6. That the Gentiles should be fellow heirs and of the same body and partakers of his promise in Hamashiach by the good news. So we have a video coming out on this, probably maybe about second day, they call Monday, Yahuwah willing, we'll release it to explain this and to break down fellow hearers and break down the same body and break down partakers of the promise to show you that it's not as simplistic as how you think it is. There are more details to it than most people think, all right? So, Yasharal are given certain promises that the nations are not given. The nations are given access to the spiritual promises, the promise of the Ruach HaKadosh, of the transformation of the heart of flesh from a heart of stone. That is what the Gentiles are given, and with the Ruach they are given the spiritual promises, to partake of the spiritual promises of Yasharal. But Yasharal has so many more promises that were given to them. If they are not fulfilled, it will mean that the Most High is a liar. And I don't know about you, but my Father is not a liar. The promises that he gave, they must come through. His promises cannot come back to him. His word cannot come back to him void. If we are saying that Gentiles don't partake of those promises, it doesn't matter who you are, whatever you say to negate the promises of Yasharal, then you are in error. Pray we all dig deeper into this, all right? So, Shamuel, do you have anything to say as a summary?
All praise to the Most High, is all I have to say. All praises to the Most High. I mean, in the chats, on the YouTube chats, I'm seeing some comments that are very, very, look, they are very, very sincere. And that is the attitude, all right? I hear a stranger, or I hear someone say, I'm not sure if they are a stranger or they are homeborn, but they say, it is better to rather go into captivity than to be destroyed with the wicked. That's humility in itself.
Yeah.
That's a humble statement.
Yeah.
And that is what the truth does to you. It frees you so that you know, so that you have the right expectations, that you are not deceived into thinking of something that is falsehood, that doesn't exist here. All right? I'm just happy, and all thanks to the Most High for the word. And to everyone out there who is edified by this as well. I know it can sound very hard, very harsh, but sometimes even our smiles here is how shocked we are when we hear some of these teachings and doctrines going about that. People believe such things when it's not even written here in the word. How do you end up believing? That's a delusion.
Yes.
So we smile, we laugh about it because it's a shock and it's a funny thing for people to do. That's why you need to love the word with all your heart. You need to love the Most High with all your heart.
Love the truth.
Love the truth. Even if it hurts, your own hurts. Because in so are you corrected and you are aligned to the will and the way of the Most High. So family, I'm going to leave it on this one. I pray that you've all been edified. Keep well. The Most High baraka you. Stay humble.
Is it? You finished?
Yes, Ak.
All right. So this is Kazak Eliyahu Yasharal here from Just a Word. Only hope this helped. Only hope this edified. Where am I? Yeah, only hope this edified. And thank you all for watching. Please like if you like. Share. Please share. Go ahead.
Sorry, I forgot one thing.
Yes. Let me. Yeah.
It's laid on me now to put this out there. All right.
Yeah.
Whether you are homeborn, you are a stranger, whoever wishes to flee, guys, from Just a Word. These are some of the ways you can bless Abraham's seed. Help anyone out there who wants to flee.
Yes.
Help them. All right. Help them. Peradventure, the Most High has what? Mercy because you gave alms.
Yes.
Help people.
Yes.
I see there are people in the comments saying, brother, I would love to flee, but I don't have the funds. You can't be on this platform and you are reading and you come across such a statement and then you have the resources,
yes,
but you are holding back.
Yes.
What are you even doing on this channel? Because all the teachings that Yah has been bringing has to mold you, break you, and cause you to be a giver. Even without being told. We are going past the days when you have to be told to give. You see a need. I want you to reach out. I want you to extend yourself and help those who are in need. All right, family? Don't hold on, because these resources very soon, they will not matter anymore. Money will become useless in the new world order. They are setting. I hope you realize they are setting the cryptos in all the shopping centers now. People are beginning to try out the cryptocurrencies to be spent now. Slowly they are what? They are inducting, they are introducing these things. Use your resources whilst it means something, all right? So you stay blessed. Keep them not going, and don't forget, be a blessing unto others. We are blessed to be a blessing unto others, all right? Shalom.
Yes, sir. Barak, our people, and you will receive barakah, or blessing from the Most High. All right? Yeah, so please like, share. We love your comments, please. Not enough comments, so many people watching. And then when you look in the comments, only a few comments. Please give a comment to help the video to move in the algorithm, all right? And for interest in the future, when people read, they can read the comments, and that's what brings more people to the video. Share, like, whatever you can do to help the word go out, all right? So, Chazak Eliyahu Yasharal here from Just a Word on behalf of my co-presenter, Shamuel Fabi. All right, so shalom, everyone. Shalom. All right.